so I'm just going to try to make it as interactive as possible. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. I think it's we have a lot to do. I mean, what we've done in the past is all great. Professor Rajat Gupta, Rajaram, and Chandra Kumar, all of them pointed out that we have a lot to do, right? So let's just put it in perspective. We're around $4.2 trillion right now as India. US is at $30 trillion, China is at $20 trillion. I mean, we can be 3, 4, 5, whatever, it doesn't matter. We have a lot to do. And people here in this room, we have a lot to do. So this is on us. So it's, I think we've been given a platform by the institutions, we've been given a lot of help by everybody, but the future is ahead of us, and this is where we have to create all of this. We have to create world-class, innovative companies on a continuous basis. That's the job at hand. World-class, innovative companies. Yes, we can slowly go and hit numbers one by one, no, but we got to go heavy. So let me start by asking, is it easy to do a startup? I need a raise of hands. It's going to be interactive, so if you think it's easy to do a startup, raise your hand. Is it difficult to do a startup? Please raise your hands. Oh, okay. The people who are not raising hands for both are still waiting to see. But I can see a lot of hands raised that it is very, very challenging to make a startup succeed. Very, very challenging, right? You know what the number one killer of startups is? Number one killer of startups. Have a go, I need to hear something. Number one killer of startups. Finance, yeah, good one, yeah. Louder? Okay. In my experience, what I have seen as the number one killer of startups is high-paying jobs. Jobs. So, supposing NVIDIA comes to you right now and says, I'm going to give you a 5 crore salary per annum, right? Are you going to stay with your startup or leave? It's a question I want you to think about. The reason I'm putting this across is this is what kills startups. And so today I'm going to address, in my view, there are 4 diseases, right? I'm going to put that right in front of you. Unless we address these diseases, we're not going to hit the $10 trillion, $20 trillion, and $30 trillion, because there are core diseases, right? And the 4 diseases are addiction, hallucination, myopia, and founderitis. I'll come to all of those one by one, and I'll quickly cover each one of these just to give a perspective. The first one is addiction. Addiction to salary, monthly salary, right? It's worse than all the other addictions. My wife's a doctor, she runs the Cardiac Wellness Institute, so I told her I'm going to say it's more addictive than nicotine, heroin, and everything, but she said that's not factually correct, and you don't have evidence to say it. But as someone who is involved in startups, I'm saying the killer is monthly salary. Yeah? Why? Your salary is low, you go by bus. Increment happens, shared auto happens. More increment happens, cab, right? So the expense is catching up, right? And before you know it, own car, whatever. So before you know it, you are dependent. This is not even when you have a life partner, younger ones at home, school fees, etc. Right? So it is not easy for you to do a startup. So what does that mean? So you mean even if you get out of this addiction, you can go fall back into it very quickly unless you have a deep purpose. Why are you doing a startup? What is it that you're doing? Is there a consumer need that you're addressing? Is there a problem that you're addressing? Is there something that you genuinely believe in that you want to spend 10 to 20 years of the next 10 to 20, 30 years of your life in building something? Then, only then you should get into a startup. I can assure you from the people who raise their hands here, startup is not cool. The first time you reach the end of the month where you have to pay salaries to employees and you don't have money in the bank, the coolness vanishes very, very quickly, right? So it's a fairly tough job. So I would encourage people to look at deep purpose, understand why are they doing it, and is it important for them to do. Otherwise, there's nothing wrong with taking up a job, right? If NVIDIA gives you even if someone gives you less money but a good job, take it, no problem, nothing at all. And forget everything I said about addiction. You can have a good life, you can have a good job, you can do that for the next rest of your life, that's great. But if you're getting into a startup, understand yourself, have a little bit of self-awareness and understand why you're doing it. Every time you do something, there are going to be obstacles that you cannot overcome. When you hit the point when you hit an obstacle that you cannot overcome, then and only then your will be tested, and it will be tested really badly. And at that time, if you don't have a deep purpose, you're going to drop it and do something else. Almost all the successful entrepreneurs have hit this moment. They stood there, overcame these obstacles, and then built businesses. So nothing comes easy. So understand your purpose. Your purpose could be different. Spend some time understanding why are you doing a startup? Is it necessary for you to do a startup? Can't you have a nice, easy life like the others, your friends and family are having? Can't you have a nice, easy life? So you need to get rid of the addiction. Then I come to hallucination. This is the biggest problem that I see in tech incubators. So people who are brilliant, have created products, they love their products, and they think this is it. When you ask the question, who is going to buy this? Is there a customer who's going to buy this? And the Vivek or Padathil Salwan, யாருமே இல்லாத டீ கடையில் யாருக்காகடா டீ ஆத்திட்டு இருக்கீங்க? உங்க கடமை உணர்ச்சிக்கு ஒரு எல்லையே இல்லையா அப்படின்னு கேட்பாங்க. என்னன்னா fantastic product. Like I've seen these products developed. I used to work in Philips and I know we had brilliant engineers who had created all sorts of products. And you go and ask who is likely to use it, and there is no answer. I'm not saying you need to have a customer immediately, but you should be able to visualize who the customer is. You should be. I push people. Say, till you speak to 100 customers, do not create anything. Don't create anything. You may be the most brilliant guy in the world, but business is about somebody wanting to pay you money for something you're giving them. As simple as that. Somebody should pay you money for something through this means, through that means, 10 years later, 20 years later. But at some point, somebody has to pay you something for something that you're offering them. And it could be a grandiose thing that people, think of in their homes, but usually market research is very useful. When I say market research, you don't need to do this as a systematic thing. You need to know, is there a need? Does the customer need it? Who are your customers? Talk to them. And just don't ask them, no, they'll all say yes, yes. Will you pay money? Sure, why not? No. What is their pain point? What are they doing today? Right? If you don't have this product, will they live happily for the rest of their lives? Do you have a reason to exist? And what is it that you're addressing? And the point that you're addressing, are they benefiting from it sufficiently? So there are two things you need to validate here. One, is there a need? Right? You forget your product. Is there a need? Does the consumer need this? Does your customer need this? Right? That has to be validated. Number two, understanding what are they doing to address that need today, and how can you serve that need better than anybody else in the world, right? This you have to start in the beginning. It cannot be that in the area and the product and later on I'll expand. No, when you start something, you have to think big. We're not going to go from $4.2 trillion to $10 trillion and $30 trillion by having more chai shops around, right? We have to bring out something which is fundamentally unique, innovative, and people like you are the ones who should be doing this. And the question you need to ask is, what's the value add for the consumer, and is there a big difference or not, right? And if there is no difference, go back to the drawing board, improve your product, make it better, come back and address the need for which they say, can I pay more for you, right? And there are companies that do that. So you can ask for a huge premium and make them pay if you have something that the consumer is looking for, then you have to spend a lot of time. And a hallucination where you think, I've created this wonderful product, this is fantastic, everybody is going to buy it, and then you're going to investors for money. I love investors, they're great, but I prefer customers. If customers pay me, I love it, right? It's much better because customers pay you because they want your product, right? They're not waiting to make it 10x or 20x. All they want is, they want to solve. So if a customer pays you money, that's worth it gold. And if you can manage your cash flows using the customer's money and speak to them a bit later, 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later, maybe 10 years later, it's better, right? So build your business the right way. Do not hallucinate. Number 3, myopia. Myopia is short-sightedness, right? So the technology landscape is changing so fast. It's changing so fast that whatever I thought was relevant 3 years ago is not relevant anymore. And whatever I'm thinking today, it's relevant. Next year, I don't even know what the new technology is going to be, right? So I have to have a view of the technology landscape on a continuous basis. So I should be able to look around the curve, look around the corner, what's going to come and how do I adapt the organization to deliver this, right? So in my company, Dzruptive AI, we do AI health assessments of organizations. And we see that if you're, let's say, a mutual fund company or you're electric vehicle manufacturer, your expertise lies in batteries, electric vehicles, but when we look at how are you using AI for all of these, there are gaps that are there. And you need to be conscious, you should be aware that you will have gaps. How do you address these gaps? By connecting with academia. How do you address these gaps? By learning continuously and getting bright people. Who's the AI coder that way? Show your hand. So get people like that on your company, right? Don't try to figure this out on your own. The best guys should be working on your brilliant ideas so that they're with you in this journey, right? And the last one, founderitis. This is a late stage problem, that it is a problem. It's a problem that I see everywhere. These are words stolen from Mr. Convin.ai, who is one of the brilliant entrepreneurs from the Bay Area. And he coined the term founderitis. I interacted with him as part of the Chennai group in Estonia recently. And one of those things that you see is we have certain skills, we are good at something, we are not good at something. We should recognize what we are not good at, right? As an early stage founder, phone call, then you get the high, you get the kick. But after you hit, let's say, 50 crores in revenue, or 100 crores, or even 2 crores in revenue, right? If you want to stabilize, the skills needed are processes, systems, people management, prioritization. You cannot get to $1 billion company if you just pick up the phone and start talking to people. Somebody else in the organization should be picking up the phone. You should be nurturing talent. You should be developing leaders. You should be building the organization, right? Now this is where the critical thing is. Either you change or you get out of the way. You have to decide which is more important, your ego or your company's survival. If you want your company to survive, either you change and adapt and run the business like it should be run at $100 million or $1 billion, how should you run that company? Or if you're saying, no, I'll only do things like this, step out of the way, get a professional CEO to run it, get a professional board to run it. The investors usually help with these ones. But that is an awareness you should have for yourself. And it's a tough one because the reason I'm starting is if the purpose is to build world-class innovative companies, right? World-class innovative companies. If you want to go from a $4.2 trillion to a 10, 20, $30 trillion over a period of time, unless each one of you thinks big and unless you get rid of these core diseases from your system, this is not going to happen. So just to recap, it's addiction to monthly salary, hallucination that your product is the best product, technology myopia, not looking around the curve what's happening, and founderitis, that you're carrying your not so good parts and forcing it on the company, right? These are the four, I think, the interesting thing about startups and innovation is that you can go on forever. I chose these four as the core ones that I've struggled with, I've seen companies struggle with. So get out of these things and build successful companies. And the only thing that I really request you is, once you build a successful company, help others do it. Please take the time, don't wait for this to become $1 billion. As soon as you hit, I look at it, as soon as you can breathe and go home on a Friday evening to family, that means you're doing well. So when you're doing well, take the time to help out other founders, because she read out an impressive academic background of mine. Yes, I went to IIT Madras, IIM Calcutta, IMD Switzerland, Harvard Business School. what I've learned in business, I've learned from people like you on the ground. When customer doesn't pay me, I learn. When customer tells me that your product doesn't work, I learn. When customer says, why would I even buy this, I learn. So the biggest learning is in the real world. And you want to, as successful founders, you want to spend time and effort to help others succeed. So with that, what I really like to do is in 5 years time or 10 years time, when we meet people like you, then we should be in line waiting to get an appointment with you because you're so successful and you're going to crack the code on this, and we're all here to encourage you and support you on this. We want to see a few unicorns come from here. I'm just saying unicorn, you don't necessarily need to have a unicorn to be a success. And as long as you have 3 paying customers who love your product, you're home. 3 paying customers who love your product, you are home. You are a successful startup. How big you want to make it, all that is secondary. 3 paying customers who love your product and swear by it and recommend to everyone, you are home. And wishing you all the best. Thank you for the opportunity.
To see such brilliant students from Vel Tech starting new companies, and the technology business incubator is supporting them to do this, and it is our duty as industry to interact with these startups and help them navigate through the challenging business environment to make them succeed. So today we have investors, multiple investors who have joined us today, and then we've given some awards to some of the most promising startups, and we are going to hear some of the startups on what they're doing and how they're doing. And we from the industry are very keen on interacting with them, working with them, mentoring with them, providing them with potentially orders for their products that they've created here to make sure that they have a fair chance of success. And I'm sure that we would have some world-class innovative companies come out of this ecosystem quicker than we imagined it would. And I think the hard work has been done, the foundation has been laid. Vel Tech has done a great job in setting this up, and I think it's up to us to really invigorate it, take it to the next level, and come up with some fantastic companies out of this ecosystem.
We are trying to create the culture of innovation and entrepreneurship among the students and faculty, and we are successful in that. Seeing the number of students and faculty with the help of the funding, Government of India and the Vel Tech management support, again our Honorable Vice Chancellor, we are trying to create experimental platform for students and faculty to try their entrepreneurial ideas. So we don't allow them to may take more time. So they will be, we make them fail fast. That's exercise. In that way, we are successful. It is giving a lot of push. We are trying to enjoy the number of startups coming from the campus is now really giving a real motivation. And the support provided by Government of India, we have created 5 centers of excellence. And these centers of excellence not only support the industry, it is actually supporting the students and faculty members to try out their innovative business ideas. In that way, we are making an impact, and we are aligning with our Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Make in India. So I'm sure that such ecosystem evolved in various higher education institutions, and Vel Tech TBI plays a very, very crucial role in terms of supporting entrepreneurship and innovative business ideas.
Thank you. To make India Vishit Bharat 2047 for Honorable Prime Minister's dream, it is not possible to provide jobs to all. Our students should not be the job seekers, but they should be the job providers. In this context, our incubation center is doing a great job. Already explained to you. Our management is also supporting in a great way, and we allow our the students to take so many courses of that, and curriculum also a critical part, incubation is a critical part of that, so that during the student life itself, they can start their journey for startups. So we need that we want that our students will explore everything and will be one of the best in the country. Thank you very much.
Vel Tech TBI is one of the biggest incubator, technology business incubator in India. And incidentally, it is the second biggest in university-based incubation ecosystem in Chennai and Tamil Nadu. Next only to IIT Madras. It has been supporting more than 420 startups, and it has already filed, the startups have filed more than 75 patents, filed and granted. It has created thousands of jobs, direct jobs as well as indirect jobs to the community. In terms of the valuation of the startups has been continuously raising, and today the collective valuation of the entire Vel Tech TBI ecosystem is closer to $0.75 billion, which is very close to $1 billion and rapidly growing. So Vel Tech TBI has several centers of excellence. It is closely supported by Department of Science and Technology of Government of India, and it has got all the major schemes, whether it is Startup India Seed Fund, whether it is Nidhi Prayas, Nidhi COE, we have Make the scheme. So through all these schemes, it supports various entrepreneurship, and it has also established several centers of excellence. Centers of excellence in manufacturing, centers of excellence in AI, ML and NVIDIA, fabrication center of excellence, 3D printing center of excellence, destructive testing, non-destructive testing centers of excellence, then drones and UAV center of excellence. So all these centers of excellence help these startups to get infrastructure access at a very, very nominal rate, and also technical services. So the Vel Tech TBI ecosystem has got a lot of technical experts, the professors, mentors, and the faculty who are ready to help in various areas for the startups' growth. And this has helped a lot of startups in saving money. So they have to go to some other private institution. It will cost them a lot of money. So it saves them a lot of money by being with Vel Tech. And so at this point, Vel Tech has won several awards, hundreds of awards. The Vel Tech TBI startups have won media appearances, again, more than 100 media appearances. Vel Tech itself has won several awards. Incubator of the Year 2018, and in the Saran institution also we have won that award. So the important key message what we want to give is the Vel Tech Technology Business Incubator is really positioned for rapid growth in supporting startups of all kinds, whether it is fintech, health tech, or manufacturing tech, whatever be the industry. There are mentors available, there are the infrastructure available, there is technical support available, and it is only that we want the startups to take benefit of this. This is the 5th edition of the Startup and Investor Summit. So this is a forum where we are inviting startups, investors, government, academia, and corporate people to be part of this gathering. And we also have 20 startups who have put up their exhibition stalls available. And we also recognized and awarded 15 startups who have done very well from the Vel Tech TBI incubation platform. So we are hoping to see, as Professor Rajat Gupta mentioned, our Viksit Bharat vision and the Global Innovation Index, our target, are very, very high. We want to be in the top 5 in India. Already, if you see the Vel Tech TBI has filed an enormous number of patents. More than 75 patents granted, and at least 50 more are in pipeline, as per the Dean, Dr. Chandra Kumar. So we are going to see a whole lot of intellectual output coming from Vel Tech TBI. Already, if you see, Vel Tech TBI is ranking very well in all the government rankings, and we are only hoping to see this climb up more and be a preeminent institution in India. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.